Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And now, my big question of today is: are you holding crypto at this moment? There's been a lot of people which I've talked to who said that they have sold all their crypto holdings because they don't trust the economy right now. I've also spoken to a lot of people who said they've sold all their speculative assets that they had because they want to be fully liquid to be able to purchase everything at a discount. So with my question also comes, do you think assets will fall like crazy? And do you also think that crypto will fall together with that? Or do you think crypto will have an inverse correlation and thus adjust upwards when the traditional assets crash? Let me know about that in the comment section down below, and let's get on with the video. So yes, you most likely already saw it. This first article says, Goldman Sachs to investors, fears of a delayed presidential election result are overblown. Now, first of all, I find it pretty interesting that Goldman Sachs is talking about this because we got that Ripple connection going on right there, which is not really important, but interesting. Hear me out. So we know that some of the guys that have been working at Goldman Sachs have switched over to Ripple. We also know that Ripple has a very, 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 very tight tie to the whole Trump, I guess, team, or what do you guys call it sometimes? Whatever, Trump team, let's just call it administration. And also that they're very, very, or working very hard to get some regulatory framework going, out of which most are, I guess, called for on the Trump side. I've also seen a couple of guys state that the delay could be what's going to be causing everything to collapse. And I'm talking then about the world reserve currency. I'm talking about the US being the number one economy. I'm talking about the faith in the US dollar, just literally everything. But with that, also the necessity for XRP as a bridge currency to come out of its hiding hole. Why I'm saying that right now is because I've seen some people say, and I'm actually thinking that same way, that if this all does occur, then the necessity of being able to provide everybody that you know around the world 24/7 with money in the easiest, fastest way ever will be through XRP. And that should be possible anytime, anywhere for everybody, right? And that's basically Ripple's mission with XRP as well. So whenever I'm thinking about that, I'm like, well, if these plans really come along where the presidential election is going to be stalled and things really get put into motion, things like that could really rally a big spark for people to stop following these banks, or maybe the government through a lot of these bailouts, they can't afford the next bailout, and thus those quote unquote too big to fail, which I don't agree with, companies or banks will fall, losing people their money, but also I guess losing their whole grip over the dollar. Yeah, maybe things like that were really skyrocketed. And things like this, just articles like this, they really get me going. And the other fact that Goldman Sachs, well, a couple of those guys over there have switched to Ripple. They would have only done that if they knew it was the future as well, right? Because otherwise you would have stayed with Goldman Sachs, whatever. Again, they've told investors fears of the delayed presidential election results are overblown. Yeah, traders should temper their fears that a delayed U.S. election result could uptrend markets, according to Goldman Sachs Group. While the delayed outcome is still a tail risk, a combination of early results, voters, turnout, country-level data, and a high correlation of polling errors across states suggests investors will have enough information on election night to determine the likely victor, wrote economist Michael Cahill. And again, all of this is just speculation. And what I'm going to say to this is you can't really predict exactly what's going to be coming here. He says, it seems fairly likely that there should be enough info on election night from states that will report results quickly for the markets to be able to gauge the likely winner, the pair wrote. In other words, the S&P can trade the likely outcome even if the AP does not call the race. I've seen some guys state, though, that the state of the S&P will decide who's going to win the election. I don't know, though. All I know, though, guys, is that right now is the craziest situation we've ever been in, and for XRP, that's a very positive thing. By the way, this whole plan works with CBDCs also, with CBDCs in mind. Marcus Treacher said, interoperability is key to building a CBDC future. And I think it's the truth. CBDCs are a question of when, not if, yada, yada, yada. It's the truth. Golden Axe or Bashi Crypto said on Twitter, well, just speculation. How does Ant Financial settle payments? My guess is R3. Bearable Guy 123, hint, hint. I'm actually wondering from a lot of you guys, what do you think about Bearable Guy 123? Right? And Bearable Guy 589 and things like that. You know, or just the Bearable Bull even, and some of the theories, and the Ripple Riddler. You know, just guys who have some broader XRP theories that are not wrong. I'm not going to say it like that. Just, also I'm not going to say far-fetched. I'm going to say highly speculative. What do you guys think about those? I personally can really like some of them if I can kind of get a grip on them. If I'm like, yeah, I can see where this comes from. For example, you know, the US is spanning or thinking about doing this, and thus stocks would react in this way, which would make XRP react in that way. Stuff like that hits me right to my home. Happy to read. Things like, okay, so there's a theory going around that there's going to be a revolt in this sector, meaning they will erase the debt, getting XP to that price. I like. Things I don't like, though, is like, 7th of October, 24,44763. Days of moon over. 542218. Happy smiley face. Sad Boomba. You know, things like that, just resulting into a new date, resulting into a moon number and things like that. I don't, I really despise that type of stuff. For the rest, though, maybe these guys really do know more than I do. It could definitely be so. As of this point, though, I've never really been convinced. And also, this guy, I've never heard anything from him anymore. Is he gone? How does it work? I don't know. But stuff like this, it really does not float my boat. I can really, just give myself a freaking pump to the head. You can decipher it all you want, but I don't buy this type of stuff. I don't think this guy knows more than what is out there to the obvious. I don't think it's an insider or things like that. But I can't see it as fun. I can see it as entertainment. That I can. Definitely so. But yeah, what do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section. Then the White House just posted on Twitter, soon, President Donald Trump announces his nominee for Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court. What I was just thinking about here as well is, what type of guys would be put up after, I guess, a new president were to come? You know, what type of regulatory framework would come if one of them were to be elected now? Would it change if one were to become president or the other? Or would the crypto regulations still be the same thing? I'm sometimes wondering about that. Because as of this point, whenever I read theories about XRP, they're always Trump positive, meaning that they would always work with Trump as a president, and they're really based upon Trump being a president. I've never really heard a Biden-related theory for XRP. Never. So I'm sometimes thinking about that, Let me know in the comments down below what you think about that as well. Then, another Jack Ma company could break the world's IPO record, but this time the US is missing out. And that is just exactly what I wanted to get to in a certain way. And that is that right now, the domination of the US is switching to domination in China. And the US can fix it by arranging this election properly, making everything go smoothly, and making the S&P soar. If things go bad, though, it's going to be very, very negative for their position in this world. KuCoin's hot wallet private keys stolen, estimated $150 million in damages. Singapore-based crypto exchange has briefly shuttered operations, disabling withdrawals for users. Private user data is unaffected, according to KuCoin CEO Johnny Liu, and the KuCoin team is working with other top exchanges to blacklist the hackers' funds. KuCoin Exchange reportedly breached at 4:50 a.m. this Saturday. The time of the announcement coincided with the completion of the security operations necessary to limit the damages. By the time, however, it was too late, as the exchange had already lost a confirmed $150 million in assets. Sometimes I'm thinking about this while reading. I'm like, fudge, man. How can they lose so much in such a short amount of time? It's just ridiculous. It's just really, really crazy. But then again, I'm like, well, it's not my money. So as long as they're My money is safe. It's all Gucci, right? I don't really care what they do. It's just a dumb mistake, but I mean, if it doesn't affect me, it's just bad for them, bad for business, but all right. And then Bitcoin veteran who made $10 billion profit shares his strategy. Investor reveals strategy that gave him $1 million profits in Bitcoin. Yeah, I don't take advice from guys like this who claim it like that. We all know the way it's going to go with crypto. Just you are in, you're going big to win, or you're losing it all. That's the way to go. That's the way I'm taking it all, and that's what I recommend to people to do as well. Even though this is not financial advice, just for fun. With XRP specifically, I'm going big or go home. That's my strategy. That's all or nothing. Guys, thank you all for watching this video, though. I know it's been a little bit of a short day with shorter videos, but it is okay. Hopefully, you guys accept it. See you guys again in another crypto video, and take care, everybody. Take care.